There are some, like the Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Hebrew Roots movement, that claim that after death, your soul does not go to heaven or hell, but goes into a state of slumber, also known as soul sleep. However, this concept is far from biblical because there are numerous scriptures that refute this false teaching. In this video, we will present 10 biblical reasons why the doctrine of soul sleep is a false teaching. Reason number 1. There are several passages in the Old Testament that discuss what happens to a person after death, after they gave up the spirit, by saying that the dead would be gathered to their people or gathered to their fathers, which we see in Genesis 15:15, Genesis 25:8, Genesis 25:17, Genesis 35:29, Genesis 49:33, Numbers 20:26, Deuteronomy 32:49 and 50, and in Judges 2:10. This is not talking about being buried in a family plot or in a family tomb, because the individuals in these verses were buried in different locations. This is a phrase that shows that the soul is not asleep, but does leave the body and goes to another location, along with other souls that are also gathered at that location who have previously died. Reason number 2. In 2 Samuel 12:22 through 23, after the death of his child, King David said that the child will not obviously return to him, but David did say that he will go to where his child is, referring to what will happen to David after his death, which is all confirming again what we discussed in reason number 1, where the souls of the dead are gathered together in one place after death. Proverbs 21:16 talks about a congregation of departed souls, or what are called shades, which are the souls in this verse are souls of the wicked, thus debunking once again the claim that the soul remains with the dead body in a state of slumber, as proponents of soul sleep teach. Reason number 4. Proverbs 9:18 gives a warning to men that states, "But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell." Now, the 1917 Jewish Tanakh has an interesting read on this passage, which states, "But he knoweth not that the shades are there, that her guests are in the depths of the netherworld." So this is not about the grave. It's about a place that the wicked go to after death. Are you now beginning to see how these Old Testament passages are just shattering this false teaching about soul sleep? And we still have 6 more reasons left to go. We are also destroying another false teaching, where people claim that the Old Testament never discusses life after death, or never mentions the concept of heaven or hell. As you have seen, and will continue to see, that is just not true. Life after death was discussed all throughout the Old Testament. Reason number 5. Ezekiel 32:21 states, "The strong among the mighty shall speak to him out of the midst of hell with them that help him. They are gone down, they lie uncircumcised, slain by the sword." Again, the 1917 Jewish Tanakh has a very interesting read with this passage, which states, "The strong among the mighty shall speak of him out of the midst of the netherworld. With them that helped him, they are gone down, they lie still, even uncircumcised, slain by the sword." So this passage does not support the concept of soul sleep at all, and discusses the concept of hell as well. Reason number 6. In 1 Kings 17:21 through 22, it states, "And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried unto the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, I pray thee, let the child's soul come into him again. And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived." But wait a minute, the soul sleep crowd claims that the soul never leaves the body and just goes into slumber. Where did this child's soul go to if it had to come back into the body? This should be proof once again that the soul sleep crowd is teaching something that is not supported by the Bible. Reason number 7. In 2 Corinthians 5:8, we see once again where Paul said that for him to be absent from his body means that he will be present before the Lord. Thus, if his soul departs his body, it does not go into a state of sleep after his death, but instead, Paul said that he would be in the presence of the Lord. This contradicts the false teaching of soul sleep. Reason number 8. Hebrews chapter 12 talks about how we as believers have come to Christ and have become part of a congregation of the firstborn, enrolled in heaven, and of spirits of the righteous made perfect. Reason number 9. In Revelation chapter 6, after Jesus breaks the 5th seal, we see the souls of the martyred, not asleep, but actually speaking with God, dialoguing with God, something a slumbering soul will not be able to do. Reason number 10. In 1 Peter 3:18 through 19, we see that Jesus preached to the souls that were in prison of hell. But you don't need a prison for sleeping spirits, and there would be no sense in preaching to slumbering souls. This is one more verse that debunks the claim of the false teachers of soul sleep. Now, before we close out this video, let's address one more issue, and that is how the Bible does use the term sleep to describe the dead. But that description is how the body appears when a person is deceased. If you've ever been to a viewing at a funeral, the deceased person does appear to be at rest or asleep in the casket. So that description of the body would be accurate, and it has been used since the ancient times. However, that description is not about the soul or the spirit. The Bible does not describe the soul or spirit after death as being asleep. In fact, as we've seen by the numerous scriptures in this video, that we've covered in this video, the soul and spirit are very active after death. However, the soul sleep crowd takes the description of the body, the deceased body, and they apply that to the soul and spirit and come up with their soul sleep doctrine. Again, that is not supported by scripture. And again, we see that after death, the soul and spirit are very active after death. So the doctrine of soul sleep is not a legitimate doctrine and should not be adopted by any church or by any believer, and should be a doctrine that is refuted.